couple people asked for this, so I'm gonna show you guys what I think is the best voucher farm for Grim Reaper, and then basically how I do the run with AJAX, and I'm gonna go over it with no ancestor module and with one as well. So the build, this is with no ancestor module. It's just basically building a lot of defense and some HP. If you want more extension, you can do maximize duration instead of skill, instead of battle of stamina. It's up to you. The only thing that really matters is that your defense reaches a certain amount. The rest you can pretty much change for whatever you want, but this is what I think is the easiest, and then the fastest as well. And then you want supply fortress with the highest recovery chance that you have, as close to max as possible. For the external components, you want a these two pieces of the moving fortress set, and then for these two, they can be any piece that has the 4600 defense on them. And then for all of them, you want to roll defense for the core, and then I do max HP as well. You want to make sure you have defense as the option on your memory, and then I go for MP and HP rolls on them as well, and the toxic resistance on the processor will help a little bit as well. For the reactor, any reactor with skill cooldown and skill duration up will work, whether you go like electric tech, non-attribute tech, or even if you just have one for like Serena and you put that on. It really doesn't make that much of a difference. You just need duration up and cooldown. For the arcade tuning, this is what I use. I tested a bit with, instead of like going down here, going up here instead, but this seems to do the most from my testing. You want to use defense neutralization as the mutant cell. Pretty important. You want to use the ammo dock as well. For the relic, these are the cores and the rolls on it. The extra, you can go for another electric attack core on it instead of fire rate, as AJAX's passive will give you the extra fire rate you need. And we'll get it to max fire rate actually, without using like the shell crusher set. This is the build I use. You need the 2 expansion ones, because supply fortress gives you back ammo based off of your max rounds. And then Veil Analyzer will do about the same damage. It's slightly more damage than like one of these that gives 20% weak point. You can do either one, but for my testing, it seems to do the most. Barely more. This is what I use for inversion. I use strike point, hardened shell, and the health one. This is the only really important one. I did use this one for a while, if you prefer this, because when holding relic you're very slow. It's really up to you. Just make sure you use this one. Now, if you have an ancestor module with decent defense on it, you can do this differently. It needs to be about 130, a little over 130% defense roll on it. So this one I have has 139 on it, so I can replace agony and then put on the 2-piece of the ballistic for the extra 5% weak point damage. And then inside my bubble, which gives the defense bonus, I'll be at 323. Which, to get the max damage from Void Acceleration, the firearm attack additional damage, which the damage multiplier is your defense times 0.07%, you just have to be at a minimum of 320,000 defense. So you can see here 0.0007, because it's 0.07%, times 320,000 defense will give you the 224% boost, which is the max boost you can get. So with 139% on my ancestor module, puts me at 323. And then it's the same if you don't have an ancestor module, you use agony and these other 2 pieces. Yeah, it's the same. In the bubble, it's 323 as well, which is just barely over the 320. I did also want to say that I know next to nothing or very little about like the weapons and like the optimizing a weapon build, and I relied a lot on 7 for this, 7 TV on Twitch, and I will link that in the description as well, because he knows everything about the guns and I know nothing. Yeah. Okay. How this works is ER1, which is a barrier type skill. It's called Rotating Barrier. It inflicts void leakage, and then when you shoot an enemy with a gun, when they have this effect on them, you grant yourself Void Acceleration. And while Void Acceleration is active, your weapon automatically reloads if you have bullets. Endlessly, so long as you have endless bullets. Well, for the duration. And then it also procs an additional skill attack off of each bullet as well. And this is what's calculated on there. That's your firearm damage times your damage multiplier, and the damage multiplier is what we talked about, the defense times 0.07%. So it's basically Serena's 4, and Galay mixed together. Sort of. And since this is a barrier skill, when it's hitting the boss, it will be proccing Supply Fortress, hopefully, at a set, at a whatever chance you have, and it will be giving you ammo back. And so you should be able to shoot basically endlessly with this. And then you use your 4, or your inside of your 4, for the, mainly for the defense increase amount, but you do also get a little bit of attack increase as well. It's passive, this is pretty important. You need to be at level 3 when you're shooting, so that you can have the 25% fire rate. And some explosive attack increase as well. Okay, so I did do this run without an ancestor module, so this is using agony and the a 2-piece of the external components that just have the defense on them, not the ballistic set. So missing out on 5% weak point damage with this build as well. So I know not everybody does have decent AJAX ancestor module. But yeah, so to start it out, you grapple over to him, and then you use your 2 for momentum, and then also to get to level 1 enhancement. And then you'll use your 4 to get to level 2 enhancement, and then your 1 to get to level 3, and to proc void leakage, and then use void acceleration. For the rest of it, you just want to make sure that he basically remains inside the 5.8 meter range of your one, so that supply fortress can be proccing and giving you ammo back. And you mainly just want to spam at his legs here, or lack of legs, because there's weak points there, and the relic will track those, and you'll get the most weak point hits and therefore damage by just spamming, yeah, as much as you can right there. When he stuns, you can go for like his ears weak points, or like down like to his legs, but I think it's easiest from the angle he stuns to just go for his chest right here. This symbol here with the shield is the one for your one, which is the one that's proccing your ammo and whatnot. And so when you see that going low is when you need to redo your stack. You'll have to use all 4 of your abilities in order to use an enhanced ability and then reach level 1, 2, and 3 again. You can do that in whatever order you want. But normally I'll try to use my one last for it to have the most duration, or be able to use its duration fully with shooting. Unless there's not too much time left on here, then it having a 100% uptime is more important, so I'll use it if this is about to completely run out. When he goes immune and goes in the air, I normally go for some of the HP drops, because you'll be standing in this poison the whole time during this previous part. So I go for the HP drops. And then redo my rotation again, as he's not vulnerable anyway, so I'm not missing out on any time. This one I definitely use my one last, so that I can use this sequence of it to kill him with it and not have to reproc them. You don't have to worry about the floor and the damage stuff, because if you've grabbed the HP drops from the ads before when he was invulnerable, and you have 2 HP mods, you will be fine, as he will exit the floor phase, the minigame phase, as soon as his frenzy bar drops low. And at the rate of damage you're doing with AJAX, it is pretty fast. So you don't have to worry about standing on the right part of the floor, just spam his weak point as much as you can again. So yeah, again, this was with no ancestor module, and so not with the extra weak point damage from the set, and it's still going to be, yeah, it's like a minute or just over a minute per run, and anybody can do this. Like, again, this one, as you can see here, no ancestor module. So even though I do have some good ancestor modules, it's not needed whatsoever. So even without an ancestor module, then at the moment, first page is pretty easy to reach. So but yeah, it's a very, very easy farm. Even if you're not going for leaderboard, you're just trying to get vouchers. Very easy, just spam the relic. Yeah. Okay, I did want to also go over a wallcrasher build that I've been working on. It's not for solo. If you were gonna do it solo, you just do basically the same build and everything as for Grim Reaper, except you want to go for like full fire relic. So basically this instead. With like a build like this. But for like AJAX and everything, the build would remain the same as for Grim Reaper pretty much. You probably want maybe more duration. If possible. But if you have an Enso who can give you ammo, then you can use blue beetle. These are the rolls and the cores on it. And then for the build, this is what I use. This is primarily based off of and around 7's Glay Blue Beetle wallcrasher build in video. Even with 2 expansion mods, you still run out of ammo, and so cannot supply them the impact rounds fast enough for how quickly you're shooting them all. So I found that it's better to use 1 expansion and then pay out. But even then, you still run out, and so I bring a dagger to switch to periodically while I'm generating impact ammo. And this is what I use for that. The arcade tuning, this is what I use. But everything else, the build I have a little bit different. I go for full duration. I had an extra spot, so I put this on there. And then I'm using REAPER for the trigger module. Yeah, I've only done this a couple times, so it's not like perfect. And I just ran this just now, just for an example. And don't bully my aim, please. But basically, you're gonna do the same rotation as in the fight. You use your 2, then your 4, and then your 1. And this is to proc void leakage on wallcrasher. And then back up and just shoot him with the blue beetle. If you run out of ammo, swap to the dagger and let it stack up some more ammo, and then swap back to blue beetle. Also make sure your Enso does not have tactical acceleration, the trigger module on, as it will mess up your auto reload. I was kind of slacking in this with making sure my shield was up, but at my current defense, I believe I'm at 310, if I'm not wrong. Hang on. Yeah, with my current defense, I'm at 310 even without my bubble, so I was just missing a little bit of damage instead of being at 320 when I didn't have it. So I did redo my rotation, although I didn't have to do it on him, because he still has, as you can see here, void leakage procced on him. So I guess ideally you would want to be at 320 without the bubble, because it seems, yeah, in wallcrasher your bubble's gonna get destroyed. So if you can be at 320 defense without the bubble, that would be nice. Mine's only 310 with the build I was using. But yeah. So that one was 108, and I did 2.14 billion. It could have been more if I wouldn't have worried about my shield, or yeah, if you don't have to redo your rotation, you miss a lot of damage during that time. So it can be more. If things go well and you do everything perfectly, but I've only done this not many times, because you do need an Enso for it. And thankfully, yeah, Anti helped me with this, so I did have ammo. But yeah, that's just a bonus wallcrasher build. For if you wanted to play AJAX and wallcrasher. If you guys have any questions about anything, or suggestions or anything, you can comment, or when I am back to streaming, you can ask them there, and I will do what I can to help. Yeah, that's it.